The lesson tonight, focused on the Lord of hosts, was built around two contrasting images. One of a very vengeful, very seemingly aggressive God, and then on the other hand, a very benevolent, kind, compassionate God. And both of these stem from the same name, Lord of hosts, which then culminated with the question, who is the Lord of hosts to you? Do you find yourself before his peace or his judgment? After thinking about all of that, you may be wondering, is there a conclusive trait we could walk away with? Something that we could use as a path forward in answering that question? For that, I invite you to turn to Haggai chapter 2. Haggai chapter 2, verses 6 through 9. It's not going to be up on the screen. Haggai chapter 2, verses 6 through 9. For thus says the Lord of hosts, yet once more in a little while I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea and the dry land. And I will shake all nations so that the treasures of all nations shall come in, and I will fill this house with glory, says the Lord of hosts. The silver is mine and the gold is mine, declares the Lord of hosts. The latter glory of this house shall be greater than the former, says the Lord of hosts. And in this place I will give peace, declares the Lord of hosts. As we had mentioned earlier, the temple had been the place where the Lord resided amongst his people Israel. It was his dwelling place here on earth. But during the capitulation of Jerusalem, the temple had been destroyed. And in Haggai finds the people returning back from exile, ready to rebuild the city, to rebuild the temple specifically. And it's within this context that Haggai, the prophet, foretells of a great time for the temple. It says here, the Lord of hosts will shake all of creation. He will demonstrate his power, his authority over the natural order. He will cause all the treasures from all the nations to flow, which would have been significant considering that the original temple was built with great splendor and with great riches. The Lord of hosts will cause the glory of that place to eclipse that of Solomon's temple, which would be hard to imagine. But more importantly, in that place, the Lord of hosts would bring peace. So here, the Lord of armies will bring peace, not war. Looking at the New Testament, it's clear that peace would not be found in a physical temple, whether it's there or elsewhere per se, but in the incarnation of God himself, Jesus Christ. That's how God was going to dwell on this earth. And he would offer himself as a perfect sacrifice, bringing peace between God and humanity. John chapter 14, verses 27. I don't offer peace like the world does. I bring a different kind of peace. And the result of this sacrifice and this peace is what Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 16 through 17 envisions as a new kind of temple, one where God's glory would no longer reside in a building, but in us, his people, who would be glorifying him through renewed minds and transformed lives. And that's how the glory of that future temple would eclipse the former. The Lord of hosts offers peace. If there's nothing else you can take away from this lesson, it's that. The Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, offers peace. And he does so through his Son. So won't you take advantage of his offer? We offer this invitation after every single lesson, and we offer it now. Take the peace that he offers. Be a part of that vision to become part of that glorious temple. Or maybe you find yourself in a position where you haven't been glorifying him as you should. You've fallen away. You've lost that mission of being the Lord's temple, his dwelling place here on earth. We invite you to come back. We're here to help. We're here to study. Won't you do so as together we stand and as we sing?